So these are my 3 solar lights that are coming in real handy and saving me money on batteries. Organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions want you to go through your money because destitution brings you close to exploitation. So we're going to see on any date I come home at any hiking area, because I'm planning on moving right now. We're going to see if I come home and they're stolen. Now, this right here is my tent, and probably looks a little funny to you because it's got the flat pulled up. But today's date is February 5th, 2015. And I'm getting ready to head out and start my day today. I am at a location that I have given a code. I've coded it with an abbreviation so I can accurately describe the code. The abbreviated code describes the geographical location and area that this campsite is in. Now, I'm preparing to move. Hold on a second. See this tent here? Okay, you can see that this is a low tent. Okay, in reference to its height, width, length, and everything. Now, when you look at this tent, okay, and you see how small it is, okay, and then you compare it to the structure that I'm in right now, okay. Why did I just show you this picture of this tent? The reason why I showed you a picture of that tent was because it's a brand new tent that I bought at Dick's Sporting Goods last month. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I'm days away from moving from this area. Once I move from this area, this tent will be deflated, taken down, it'll be taken down, it'll be folded up, and it will be hid at a secondary location. And then what I will start to do is use the tent that I just showed you in that picture. Hold on. I will then start using that to camp out. Once I start using that at a different location, because once I take this tent down, I will be leaving this location. But I will still be on the same property that this location's on, which means that the new hiking areas will go by the abbreviated codes of RR Colony 1. Then when I move to another spot, it'll be RR Colony 2, and then so on and so forth, in reference to other spots. And when I move, I'm gonna start using that tent just to sleep in it. I will be going to the designated spots where I will be using it to sleep in, putting it up before dark, okay, covering it with complete black weatherization sheets like you see this tent is covered up in. I would then go to sleep, and then wake and make sure I go to bed in time, like at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, at the latest. That way I can wake up by 4:30, okay, and start getting dressed, folding up my sleeping bags, putting them in their designated bags, and then getting outside the tent and taking it down, packing it up and taking it with me. As a result of me being an organized stalking, gang stalking targeted individual, which I am gang stalked and subject to organized stalking, gang stalking methodologies along all my routes everywhere I go, businesses, universities, public libraries, bus stops, and at my hiking areas. Hold on. What they basically did was created the homelessness of me by stealing my rent that was mailed, certified mail, return receipt, United States Postal Service. I was also gang stalked in my last apartment and harassed on a feverish scale at that apartment complex on every single moment of my waking hours that I lived at that apartment complex. And then they finally stole the rent after threatening to do it for months. Now, so you can go to Google and type in gang stalking creating homelessness of targets to see that this is one of their main methodologies that they perpetrate against the target. At the end of the day, this is organized crime in a system, perpetrating these criminal realities in order to exploit the target to make money off the target, including illegal syndicated probate control by them trying to claim that the target individual is mentally ill because they think they're being stalked by people they don't know, and they're homeless and won't get out of it, even though they create it. even though they're the ones that create it. They create it for these excuses to take the syndicated probate control. Now, you can go to Google and YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman exposes evidence of gang stalking," "learning disabled woman exposes flat-out evidence of gang stalking," "learning disabled woman catches wide open gang stalking." And when you look at these blogs and YouTube videos, especially the YouTube videos, make sure that you pay attention to all of the evidence that is in each YouTube video's description. Because in a lot of those YouTube videos are copied and pasted additional evidence, and you will literally witness before your eyes and ears that I'm being subject to organized stalking, gang stalking, staged events, staged assaults, and repeated, identical to a T, verbal harassment everywhere I go by complete strangers who I do not know. Hold on. Now, this is the repeating specific words and phrases along my routes are a subcrime of sensitization methods of gang stalking. And it's done to intentionally, mentally let you know that you're being gang stalked. It's done to intentionally, mentally keep you mentally preoccupied concerning it, because as a result of you constantly hearing it, you're automatically thinking about it because your mind is responding to it, even unconsciously. Absolutely. So you can go to Google and type in gang stalking sensitization methods, repeating words, phrases, physical gestures, even sounds. So the point being is that a digital tape recorder cannot have a mental illness. Go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? And that blog has been hacked by the perpetrators. So basically what they're doing, what I'm doing in reference to how they're attempting to use the homelessness by giving me illegal lodging tickets and arresting me for illegal camping as a result of them using the excuses that they have normal appearing reasons to know where I'm camping at, brought about through many different types of methodologies, intentionally propping up a community member to walk by and or scope the area, and then they claim that they accidentally stumbled across me and then call the police. They will use anybody in the community, including homeless men, to bring about the normal appearing excuse for law enforcement to know that they know where I'm living at, where I'm hiking at, camping at. So you can go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger" to get a preliminary visual representation illustration concerning how they can use anybody in the community to do anything for them based on the prestige of a badge, real or not, and a lie. Now what that video does is that it opens up to you one of the methodologies of gang stalking, even though every single thing in that video are literal gang stalking techniques. Okay. Now, the point being is that they can use anybody and everybody, from kids to teenagers to couples to single women, parents, neighbors, homeless men, homeless women, RP workers, volunteers for RP, that's coded for a reason, any employment description that you can think of. Because in organized stalking and gang stalking, the perpetrators are using their employment descriptions to influence individuals to do things towards a target based on lies they're told about a target. Definitely including law enforcement. I live in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. So, research the descriptions in reference to the YouTube titles and the blog title that I exposed in this video, and you will undeniably, in your face, witness that I am being gang stalked. And then you, as a result, will be able to say to yourself, with common sense alone, why won't the SDPD or any other law enforcement in the state of California, including campus safety on university campuses like, but not limited to, USD, SDSU, and UCSD, why won't they file a police report after numerous requests? Because they're protecting the very institutions that are perpetrating it when I'm on their campus, including public libraries. Now, the point being is that this is organized crime in the system that is perpetrating these criminal realities and then using the system to protect themselves from legal culpability. Absolutely. Every single crime that a target individual experiences is based on conspiracy because they have to collude in order to be able to, but not limited to, prop up the staged verbal harassment and physical harassment the target endures, sensitization methods, and the staged events, which can bring about assaults, rapes, robberies, illegal arrest, falsified arrest, petitioning the target into county mental health and or a neighborhood area psychiatric for in a neighborhood area hospital psychiatric for. Now, doctors are involved in these crimes, police officers, firefighters, fire department, EMS, other ambulance services are, nurses, psychologists, psychiatrists. It's organized crime in the system that has tentacles out within the community, including county mental health and any psychologist or psychiatrist that is contracted to work with and through any law enforcement branch in the state of California. Absolutely. Because what they're doing is using their employment descriptions to achieve their objectives and to protect them while completely and intentionally with complete malice of forethought lying about the target's mental stability and the factual reality that they are literally being gang stalked. So, you can go to Google and YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids. You can also go to YouTube and type in couple harassed with organized stalking. You know, my name is Leslie Williams. I'm not involved in any illegal activity whatsoever. I am not involved in any criminal activity. I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't steal, I don't sleep around. I'm a practicing Christian, okay? And what I'm trying to do is expose the factual realities of how I have to live on a daily basis as a result of being a victim of this crime and being continually victimized as a result of the law enforcement in the state of California not doing one damn thing to investigate how I'm being gang stalked and who's playing a role in it. Okay, I'm in San Diego, California, La Jolla. Let's see if I'm assaulted and or if any event transpires at this area where I'm at right now. And you can see where I'm at by this bush, which identifies the actual physical location. We're going to see if I am assaulted here, robbed here, raped here, given an illegal lodging ticket and or arrested here, and I don't care how it comes about, including them baiting me to walk over to the area where my two bikes are locked up at, believing that that will psychologically provoke me to approach them so an incident can occur so the police can be called, or somebody acting like they stumbled across the bike, saw them, and called the police. Because what you got to understand is that when the police's involvement in this has to make it look like their involvement is happening because of normal appearing reasons. Otherwise, it will be transparent that they're actually involved in this crime. Absolutely. So they will use anybody and everybody that they can, from kids to teenagers to elderly people to neighbors to any type of employment description like RR personnel, utility company personnel, landscape workers, construction workers, RP workers, volunteers for RP, for the RP. And that is coded. I know you don't understand it, but just bear with me. Because what they got to do in order to achieve their criminal motivation is to make it appear that what's happening to a target is because, for one, the target shouldn't be hiking where they're hiking at, and for two, that they were called by a third party. And they will even do things to psychologically motivate the target to call the police at the target's hiking area, like staged assaults, threats, rapes, robberies. Because do you honestly think that the police don't know why people call them? Staged events and gang stalking expeditions are called street theaters. You can Google that term to gang stalking and research it. And in closing, I am predicting right now I will be taken off Social Security. The verbal identical harassment I've experienced along all my routes has been experienced by me, okay, inside of Social Security on Front Street in San Diego, California, downtown. So it's their intentional, covert way to intentionally, mentally let me know that they are not only aware that I'm actually being gang stalked, but since my income is tied to Social Security, it's their way to make me feel threatened that my income will be taken from me. And they have sent me text messages stating that it will be, literally. And you know what's really funny is that I've had the phone that they sent me the text messages on since April of 2014, and they didn't start sending me text messages until 2 weeks after I moved here. I requested anywhere between 19 and 26 separate physical, and anywhere between 19 and 26 separate physical occasions, separate dates. I requested two police officers on each date to make a police report in San Diego that I'm being gang stalked. And they told me no right to my face each and every time while acting like they didn't know what it was. They also intimidated me on October 15th, 2013 with a psychiatrist after I had to call the police concerning me being gang stalked at Jack in the Box on Rosecrans and Nimitz, right up the street from where I was brutally assaulted at a bus stop, and right up the street from where I was camping out at in 2006, between 1 and 38 days. Okay, so I am predicting right now that they're going to prop up and stage an event using a third party, or prop up a staged excuse to make it appear that the police have a normal appearing reason to know where I'm at. If any of my camping equipment or property is stolen, including the bag that holds all my sleeping bags and pajamas, it'll be directly connected to gang stalking. Because an organized stalking and and if I'm ever arrested and my money is stolen, it'll be directly connected to gang stalking. On November 13, 2014, I was arrested by the San Diego police for illegal lodging at my last hiking area. They put me in a van after they arrested me and took me to a detention center in Santee. When he got out of the van to take me inside, he opened up the back door of the van to get me out and tried to get me to sign a blank piece of paper, even though it wasn't blank. The paper was a log sheet that is dedicated to writing down how much physical cash you got on you, how much coin cash you have on you, and he tried to get me to sign a blank one before he took me into the detention center. I had over $1,300 on me, and hold on. And an American Express gift card. Now, why would he try to get me to sign a log sheet that logs how much cash and assets you have on you? If I am ever arrested or petitioned into any psychiatric floor, and my money, my IDs, my bus card, my phone, my cameras, and any other evidence I have on me, audio and video evidence, if it is ever stolen, it is done so when they release me. I have nothing to depend on, nothing to get around. Bus card, food stamp card, driver's licenses, Medicare cards, Social Security cards, money, American Express gift cards. These are the schemes of gang stalking. In closing, go to YouTube and type in similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking. I do appreciate you listening, and this video applies for every single moment of every single day for the next 6 months, effective February 5th, 2015. Thank you.